Hey everyone, it's Well. Just wanted to jump on here to do a quick trading. Welcome to my bootcamp training. It's held on Saturdays, usually around 12 o'clock, but today's a little later because I slept in a little bit. So I'm jumping on here to give you guys this week's training. It's going to be real quick. I wanted to share some information with you guys first, let you know that I'm putting everything, all the pieces together. My YouTube channel's up and running. There's 670 subscribers so far. I got 121 videos on here. So thank you so much. If you're already a subscriber, thanks so much for being a subscriber. But if you're not a subscriber, hit the bell button and get you'll get notifications when I do videos like this, trainings on Saturdays, things of that nature. That way you can watch it at your leisure whenever you get an opportunity to do that. But there's a lot of information on my site that'll help you um, hit the ground running. So if you're not already a subscriber, please hit the bell button, subscribe, and visit the channel often. There'll be a lot of content on here that I think you guys will appreciate. You can take notes on to help you with your journey towards becoming a profitable trader. Right. All right. So that's my YouTube channel. Now I just wanted to showcase my Facebook group and the chat. My Facebook group basically has about 237 members inside the Facebook group. So if you're on Facebook and you want to be part of a winning um, my mentorship program or want to be part of my group, Facebook group, you can go ahead on Facebook and the link will be on my website so you guys can join the Facebook group. So if you're in the group already, thank you so much for being a member. But definitely share it with your friends, your colleagues, those that want to learn how to trade. This is a free group, so it's not going to cost you anything to become part of the group. Okay, the other thing I want to share with you, of course, is my website at metrofxtraders.com. This is just a landing page. Don't worry about the where it says not secure. Don't worry about that. It's nothing's on here that you have to really submit any content or your information on. But if you go to my site, I teach um, pretty much Forex, crypto, and also stocks. Used to be a stockbroker back in my younger years, and yeah, that was fun. That was a great career to be in. But definitely come to my website and take a tour and see what's on here. I recommend that brokers is about three. You're going to want to get your charting platform. This is one I use. So, like with everything, if you're building a house, you need tools. That's one of the tools. You're going to want to also join the recommended Forex Academy that I'm actually part of. You can hire me as your mentor, of course. There's a $100 promotion savings. You get $100 off by hiring me. I'm creating a trading course so that way you guys could actually invest in that trading course and watch it at your leisure. Forex calendar, you want to know what's going on in the Forex world, you want to go to that calendar. Most active pairs, if you want to know which pairs are most actively trading, you're going to want to go to this link right here. I'll be doing a tutorial on how to use this link. My funded challenges, there's a couple here that you could actually subscribe to, whereby they actually will award you money if you pass their challenges. So I do teach on how to pass those challenges. I'll be doing a separate video on that as well. Motivational video is here. Watch this once a day. It's a really, really good motivational video. You can go ahead and order your notebook here to take notes. You can go ahead and get your free ebook here. Okay. And recommended books. I have a Telegram group, Facebook group. This is where you go to subscribe to those groups and the YouTube channels there as well. Another motivational video as far as what your dreams are. It's all about going after what you want in life. So you want to watch this video, watch it at least once or twice a day. You can go ahead and get some free stock if you want. Get Cash App because you're going to need the app eventually. And this is my bio. You guys can read that by going to metrofxtraders.com. Affiliate income opportunities. Now, I put this in here to show you guys how to extract income from the internet because you're going to need funds to fund your trading account. But what better way to use OPM, other people's money, to fund your account? So by me teaching how to become an affiliate and how to market online through social media avenues, you can actually extract an income and use that income to fund your trading account. going forward. So you necessarily don't have to use your own money. So the profits you make with these affiliate programs, you could use that money to trade with. Okay, donations are always welcome. Okay, buy me a cup of coffee if you wish. And then let me refresh this page. Because on the bottom of this page, I want you to scroll all the way down to the bottom and claim your free copy of this ebook right here. Okay, so you'll click on this book because you're going to want this, the Candlestick Trading Bible. This book right here, once you click on it, it'll take you to this page. This study guide has made me a profitable trader. So do you want to go ahead and put in your name, your email address, claim your copy, and I'll send you a copy of this book, absolutely no charge. It's free. And then I want you also to, if you're serious about wanting to learn how to become a profitable trader, a successful trader, you're going to want to click here to join the academy, the Trading Academy. Okay. Once you join the academy, you'll have me as your mentor, and I will take you step by step on how to set everything up, how to chart up your charts, how to potentially, make some money. Excuse me. There's no guarantee of making money, right? Um, how to make money in the market by following in my footsteps and also by taking copious notes and following your notes. And then eventually you'll create a trading plan for yourself. And then you'll follow that trading plan when you actually trade the market. Okay, so all this content here I wanted to share with you. So when you go to my website, scroll all the way down to the bottom and grab your free copy of this ebook right here, and I'll send you a copy of it. Okay. All right. So I told you about my Facebook group. I told you about my YouTube channel. I told you about my website. Now, what I want to do is jump into the charts. Let's jump into the charts. And if you got your notebook in front of you and a pen, you're going to take copious notes. Okay, because I'm going to show you how to chart up your charts to potentially find opportunities to enter the chart. That way, you could potentially make some money. Because this is where it all starts. If you can learn how to read the chart, and you chart up the charts, and you're patient enough to allow the market to come to you, don't chase the market, because the market will do whatever it's going to do. You have no control of what the market's doing. Because there's so many people trading the market. It's $1 billion industry, right? There are institutional traders trading the market. There are Forex traders trading the market. There are banks trading the market. So these institutions, they move the market because they buy millions and millions and millions and millions and millions. They throw millions and millions and millions of dollars in the market to extract money out of the market. Okay, so there's always going to be buyers and sellers. Okay, when you see green, green means up, that the market's going up. When you see red, that means the market's going down. So there's two ways the market can go: up, down, and well, there's a third way as well, sideways. What we do as traders, when we look at the chart, we try to take a trade based on a trend. Now there's an upward trend, which is going up. There's a downward trend, which is going down. Okay. Now you don't ever want to take a trade in a sideways trend. Okay. Meaning that sideways trend is basically a consolidation trend. Basically, what happens in that sideways trend, and I'll show you what it looks like. If you look at this chart right here, you notice that the market, right, was going up. Then right here, it's going sideways, right? So you can literally say this is a sideways trend, which is consolidation right here, right? And then it went up, then it went down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And this is how you would mark up your chart, just to get a sense of what the market's doing, right? All right, so what we see on the weekly chart, we're looking at BTC. Let's see, this is Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is really ripping higher. And really impressive to see that happen. Okay, a lot of people have predicted that the market for Bitcoin is going to go up, and lo and behold, it did, and it is. It might be making new higher highs as we look forward to the future. But what you'll notice is they're higher highs. So every point is higher than the previous high. So it is making higher highs. So when you see a market making higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, highs, you can pretty much say that the market is in an uptrend, right? So you do one of these numbers. Okay. This is all an uptrend. All right. So when looking at the market, if it's in an uptrend, you only want to place trades going with the trend, which is up. Right? You want to go up. You don't want to go down. Okay. You want to make sure you place trades going up. Okay. Because it's all an upward trend. Right? Now, so the higher time frames, starting with the weekly, you get a sense of the direction of the market. Okay. Now, it's an upward trend because it made higher highs and lower highs. Okay, because all these lows here are higher than the previous low. All right, so that's the first thing you need to know. All right, so you need to write down what is a higher high and what is a higher low. Okay, a higher high, and I'll do it again. Starting from down here, this is a high, this is a low. Right, well, this was sideways. Now I want to illustrate that for a moment here. Excuse me. And if I open this up, this is what I'd say. Try not to trade when you put a box on sideways motions. You'll always want to put a box. Okay. Let's tidy up this box here. Okay, so this is a box. It's all going pretty much sideways to the right. Right? It's not making any higher highs. It's not making any lower lows. This is what I mean. Try not to trade in here because you'll get trapped. Okay, you'll get trapped because the market will whip back and forth. It may hit your stop losses along the way. So you wait for a break out of this box to consider getting into the trade going forward, right? So this was inside with music. Okay, so back to the market here. You go up. This is a high. This is a low. As you can see, this lower high, we call it a lower high, it's higher than the low over here. Okay, so that's what we call a lower high. And now we have a higher high right here. Is this high is higher than this high. Mhm. So that's why we call it a higher high. So write down in your notes. And then you got a lower high again, right? Lower high, but this low is higher than this low. And then you get a higher high. All right. So now you know the direction of the market. It's an uptrend, all right? And it's been ripping for quite some time now. All right, so now we're going to go down to the lower time frames. And we try to find consistency in what we've just marked up, right? I'm going to open this up. And we'll notice, if we just start from here, because we don't want to go too far back, we'll just start from here. We'll notice that we're going to take our arrow. We're going to take our arrow. We're going to take it from the bottom of this wick. We're going to touch three wicks. 1, 2, 3. Stretch it out all the way up to the top. Right? So you'll want at least 3 wicks touching your trend line. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Each one of these pullbacks, we call them pullbacks, going back to touch the line, right? Retracement, we also call it a retracement. So each one of these retracements, each one of these pullbacks, so write that down in your notes, has touched the trend line, bounced off the trend line and went higher. So each one of these pullbacks is considered a lower high. So this is a low because it's higher than this low. This is a lower high, higher than this low. So there you go, right? Now, the minute this line is breached or broken, right, is a change, right, in structure. Because right now we're in a high structure. and the trend is going higher. But we also have to find where is our supply and demand areas. Supply is in the bottom, demand is on the top. Okay. So where we find that is when you see these huge wicks breaking are higher than the previous wick before, you need to mark those out. So here's one right here. Okay. And do we see one over here? Yes, we see this huge green candle. This is called a bullish engulfing candle because it's bigger than the candle before. You'll understand that term once you read the Candlestick Bible book. So you'll also write down in your notes. Whenever you see a green big candle, bigger than the previous candle, on the bottom, okay, area, the man zone, you're gonna want to call, mark it out. Okay, we're gonna mark it out there. Okay, now there's several of these areas, right? We're also gonna want to mark those out, but we want um demand zone being on the bottom, and we also want a supply zone being on the top. All right, so the supply zone is right here because this candle, which is a bearish engulfing candle, let's open it up, because this candle is bigger than the previous candle. Just like you got a bullish engulfing, you also have a bearish engulfing. So we're going to mark this out in the area of supply. Supply and demand. Okay. All right. Now you can also Google it, right, to show you, okay, what does it mean supply and demand? You can say to Google, show me where supply zones are. Okay, and you can also say, show me supply and demand, right? This will give you guys a way to be accurate. Show me supply and demand. Okay. And you can also do an image search there as well. Okay. So supply is on top and demand is on the bottom. Okay. And make sure that I'm giving you accurate information here. Supply and demand zones. Okay, so yeah, so supply basically is on top. This is supply. We're going to mark that as supply. Supply. Supply zone. We'll put the word zone in there. And the bottom is demand. So this is pretty much what the strategy I use. I trade based on a supply and demand zone. And this will be demand. So I wait for the market to come to one of these zones before I take a trade. So you got to be patient, right? It's really important to be patient going forward because you don't want to be caught up in the middle of supply and demand because it may whip up, it may whip down. But if you know your bias, meaning, okay, I know my bias based on a weekly time frame is that it's an uptrend, okay? But we notice that there's a retracement happening here because it broke, right, our trend line. It broke our trend line, okay? So we're going to have to wait for the market to come down to the demand zone right? Bounce off demand zone to start trading back up to make a higher high. Okay. We don't know how long it's going to take for the market to get to the demand zone. So in essence, you're going to want to go here and create an alert to tell, TradingView to notify you when these candles come down to your demand zone. And that's where you'll actually decide whether you want to continue, whether you want to take a buy trade to ride the trend back up. And the best way to know whether or not the market's going to go back up in that area is by taking a look at what's going on the left side. If you see the market come back down here, okay, it's going to do one of these numbers all the way down here. Come back to the main zone and create the same exact pattern right here, which is a bullish engulfing candle, right? If that's created in the demand zone, it'll do one of these numbers, right? And that's when you try to take your trade to go over and above the supply zone. So your target will be the supply zone on it going up. Okay. So if you place your trade down here, as you can imagine, there's a lot of pips that you can earn in this whole zone. Okay, this whole area will be a profit area for you, provided the market goes back up to the supply zone, right? Okay, so in actuality, you'll place your stop loss below your demand zone and you take profit at the supply zone right above it, or right at it or before it. That way, if it does hit your, go back up to the supply zone, make a higher high, okay, you would be in profit, okay? And as this moves and makes this, higher highs, lower highs, you're going to move your stop loss, okay, to secure the bag. You're going to move it to break even when it gets about here. Then you'll move it again over here. You continue to have a trailing stop loss, okay? That way, if the market pulls back and breaks or goes through your stop loss, you would at least earn all this profit in this area right here, okay? So that right there is a nugget that you want to star on your notes. Okay. A lot of people are not teaching trailing stop losses. And that's how you do it. You move your stop loss every time the market makes a higher high. Okay. That way you secure the bag. Okay. Now, some people can close out their profits, maybe, you know, depending on your lot size. You'll take 70% of the profit, leave 30% behind to continue to ride it higher. That's up to you. Your percentage is your percentage. But I wanted to show you that because this is my pretty much strategy. It's called this supply and demand strategy. And yeah, rewrite the video if you want to, take copious notes on that. Because right now, I'm waiting for it to come back down to the demand zone before ever considering taking the trade. But once it's going down, why wouldn't you want to take a trade going down? Well, I don't want to take a trade going down because it may just continue its journey back upward. And if I take a trade in this area, it may hit my stop loss, right? If I'm trying to trade it down. So I don't want to do that. I want to be patient. I want to wait for the market to come back down to the demand zone. So you go down to the lower time frames and you just pretty much set your trap. Okay. Like I said, let the market come to you. You do not chase the market. All right. So what does that look like? You go down to the 15-minute. You want to take your entries either on the 5-minute or the 15-minute. Okay, you go down to the 15-minute. Okay, and you just wait. All right, you just wait for the market to come back down to your area. All right. Now, I'm not sure what that looks like. Okay, so let's say the market You're going to take a long position, comes down back down to your zone, demand zone. Okay. You're going to set your stop loss below the demand zone, right? And this would pretty much be a target of about, well, a little bit below. That's about a 1 point. Let's do 6.5. About 7. Okay. So this is what you'll be looking for. You're looking for the market. Now, it may not do this, right? But this is how you manage your trades. You let it come all the way down. Boom. You put a trade in this area. So you set a buy limit order. Okay, I'll be teaching you exactly what that means in future videos. So that way it triggers you into the market, and then it creates a bullish engulfing candle. And at all this time, you're in the trade, you're waiting for it to come all the way back up to the supply zone to cash out. Cha-ching, right there, right? Now, will it happen this way? No, there's no guarantee whatsoever. It may do this pattern. It may do this pattern. It may do like, it'll create its own pattern. But at least you're in the trade, right? And you're pretty much going to set it and forget it, because you don't ever want to move, okay, or touch the trade once you're in the trade. You let the trade do what it's going to do, okay? I mean, it may trend lower, right? It may trend lower, right? Some of these numbers, and then taps you in and comes back up and fakes you out. And hits your stop loss, right? That's a losing trade, okay? So that may also happen. We don't know what's going to happen, okay? But at least you know that trading is about probabilities, okay? If you're a numbers person like me, I love numbers. I hope you do too. I'll see people watching this. If you love numbers, you know there's a statistically, um, you want to try to be a trader that's anywhere from 60 to 70% profitable, meaning you know you're going to lose some of your trades. But if you know exactly how to read the market, try to be a trader who wins 65%, 70% of the time. Okay. So that's important. All right. So that is pretty much the strategy that I want to share with you guys today. It's called the supply and demand strategy. Okay. Like I said, rewind the video and mark up where your supply zones are, mark up where your demand zones are, put your trend line in. Okay. That way you know that the market's in an uptrend. And you probably say, well, according to the chart right now, the market's trending lower. How do you know that the market's going to pretty much break the zone? You don't know. You really don't know. You just want to set a trap for the market to come to you, right? Now, it may take a couple of minutes, days, weeks to come back to this area, but at least you're patient enough to say, hey, you know, TradingView notify me, okay? Rated alert. Notify me when the market crosses this area. You could do price, crossing, or you could do zones, entering channel, okay? And let's put some numbers in here so that way you guys can see what I'm talking about. Hopefully I don't run out of time. Let's do this. And then you put this number in here. And then the bottom zone, if it comes in this area, you'll tighten it up, but I'm just trying to do this really quick just to show you how to create an alert. You can rewind the video, and then you just click on create. So between those two lines, if the market falls into your demand zone, it'll alert you, right? Let's say, okay, alert set, it's active. We'll notify you if the market ever comes down to your zone, your demand zone. And once it comes down to your demand zone, they'll send you a text alert, an email alert, If you're on trading, view, it'll tell you, it'll flash and give you an alert. Hey, look at the market. This is what you do. You look at the market to see what's going to happen in your zone, and you're patient enough to find out, okay, how do I get in? I'm looking for a bullish engulfing candle. Okay, I'm looking for a candle that'll, you know, change the momentum of the trend from, you know, a trailing down to trailing back up. Because this is all a retracement. This is all a retracement. It's pulling back, but we want to wait for it to get to our demand zone. Okay. And the same goes for trading a downward trend. You'll flip it. Okay. If it's a downward trend, okay, and you got into the market over here, right? And you'd want to ride the market downward, right? You want to ride the market downward. And you put a short order in. Let's say the market tapped you in here, stop loss is right there, and you ride it all the way down to your TP, which is your demand zone. Okay? And that's how you pretty much do it. So, yeah, supply and demand zones key in trading. So you got to mark out where your supply and demand zones are, and then set a trap. Set a trap. All right, so that concludes my trading for today, gang. Thanks so much for watching. Definitely share this with your friends and your colleagues. Rewind the video, and I'll be back on you next week to share some more exciting information with you. And don't forget to join the Academy. Going forward, everybody that joins the Academy, I'm going to reach out to you guys, and we'll do a one-on-one training to get everything set up. You'll have me as your mentor for life. If you want to join the Academy, that's fine. You can hire me as your mentor, and we'll schedule based on your schedule how we do these one-on-one trainings on Zoom, just like this. So I look forward to just, mentoring you, coaching you, teaching you exactly what I've learned in the markets. Let me teach you what I've learned. I've done the 10,000 video learning training on YouTube and in the academy. I know how to read the market, and I'll teach you exactly how you can read the market as well. All right. So going forward, I look forward to just, applauding your success as you set your course to becoming a profitable trader. So with that being said, thanks for watching, everybody, and you have a phenomenal, phenomenal week. Have a successful trading week next week. And don't forget to create a demo account so you can practice these strategies on a demo account. Don't go live yet until you master the strategy going forward. And definitely want to coach you, help you set up this strategy on paper. That way you can, implement this strategy going forward. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for watching and have a great one. Take care. Bye.